primarily because I need a girlfriend. So by the time I hit like high school, my only motive was get a girlfriend. So that's how Recycled Percussion was born. When we were, I mean, that sounds weird. That's not, I got a girlfriend, and the band was born. No, that's not. That's how Recycled Percussion started, was the motive for this. So in high school, we went to high school here in New Hampshire, Goffstown, New Hampshire, not too far from here. You from Goffstown? No? Why are you yelling? You know it's universal when you yell, if you're confirming that you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, okay, so stop talking. Okay, so, I'm just kidding with you. So Goffstown High School has this talent show. And just like this, it's a theater like this, it's a stage like this, and I've been playing drums my whole life. I'm like, you know, we gotta do something really cool. And this is a great, like, rags to the riches story. I grew up super poor, didn't have a lot of money, you know, didn't have any idea what I wanted to do with my life. Like many of you, it's like every week it's like, I got a new idea, I got a new thing, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to go to music school, I want to be a lawyer, I want to be a bum, I want to be, and it's like, I'm going to walk across the country, and it's like, you know, it's just every idea that you can think of, and I'm so glad for the opportunity for this talent show that the high school had, because if it wasn't for this talent show, I wouldn't be where I was today. So in the high school, they have this talent show, and I'm like, we have to do something really cool. So I grab a couple of my buddies, and I'm like, listen, we got to start a rock band, we got to get girlfriends, okay, so this is like the thing. So we go grab like, all we could afford, which was all the stuff that we could find at the house. So we got all the pots and pans from my mom's kitchen, the trash cans from my dad's garage, and in the basement of the house for like a month, me and my couple buddies, we just practiced every day after school, putting together this 5-minute routine, which we're gonna go on stage with the talent shows, hook arms with some girls, and we're gonna leave. Talent show comes along, we go out there, we perform, we crush it. Perfect. You know, it was like everything we asked for. 9 people competed that night, and we finished in second. We lost to a juggler. Come to find out, his mom was one of the judges. It was a total scam. So, but in the audience that night, there was a principal of an elementary school, and he comes up and he's like, yo, well, he probably didn't say yo, he's a principal. He's like, hey, that routine that you guys did was really cool. How would you like to take that performance to our elementary school and perform for all the kids? And I was like, dude, we're going on tour. It's official, we're going on tour. So that's how Recycled Percussion got started. He even compensated us by giving us like fish sticks and chocolate milk. Like that's how we got paid. Like it was like free lunch. So for the next several years, we toured around New Hampshire, playing elementary schools, middle schools, high schools, anybody would have us. 8 years ago, we got a phone call that would change our lives. The TV show America's Got Talent calls, and they say, how would you guys like to audition to be on the TV show? And we're like, hell yeah, of course we would like to do that. So 100,000 acts auditioned on America's Got Talent that year. 100,000. Out of 100,000, we finished in 3rd after 5 months of that talent show. 3rd out of 100,000. That's impressive. Clap. Stand up. If you're wondering if you're clapping out, yes. We encourage clapping. It's a clapping facility. So we finished 3rd on America's Got Talent. And then the next day, the very next day, we get a call from the biggest agent that there is. He's an agent to every celebrity you can imagine. And he says, you know, you guys are lit. He didn't say that, but I'm making that up. You're lit. And he's like, you guys are Las Vegas quality. The MGM Grand in Las Vegas has an opportunity for you guys to be the headline show in Las Vegas at the MGM Grand, the biggest casino, the biggest hotel in Las Vegas. So we went there, and we thought we'd make it 2 weeks. Like, well, if we could play at the MGM Grand for 2 weeks, it's gonna be amazing. We've been there now we've been in Las Vegas now for 8 years. 8 years, and as a collection, what started as a poor kid with like ADD in high school, all the way up over the course of years to being a headline show in Las Vegas. We've amassed 6,000 shows, 50 different states, that's how many there are, 15 countries, We've been on America's Got Talent so many friggin' times, more than any other act in that show's history. We've performed at the Grammys, also at my Grammy's house. We've performed the Super Bowl with the New England Patriots when they beat the Falcons. We played that game. We've done some really cool stuff. We've broken 2 world records. But the point is, it all started from this kid that had no idea. It was amazing what I wanted to do when I was 3 years old has now come full circle. And now we have our own TV show, Chaos and Kindness. Have you heard of this TV show? Raise your hand. Okay, we get on that because it's a really badass show. This show's amazing. It's like, this show's all about giving back and making a difference. See, I grew up poor, and now I'm not poor. Now I have a lot of money, and it's like the difference between the two of who I am is 0. And that's when I had this like crazy lesson of like, you know, there's some rich kids in here, there's some poor kids in here. Like, I grew up the poor kid, I didn't care. But what I learned in that process was, it was epic. That like, it didn't matter if you're rich or poor. Like, the standard of what you should judge somebody on is 0. Like, I don't care if you're rich or poor in this room, or if you're black or white, or if you're black and white, purple. If you're purple is a problem, but if you're black or white, rich or poor, where you're from, it doesn't matter. Everybody in this room is completely equal. And you learn that process along the way. So our TV show, Chaos and Kindness, we had some big offers from big TV stations like MTV, A&E to do different kind of TV show. And we wanted to make sure that we always spread kindness in our TV shows, and the networks didn't want it. And we passed on and said, we'll do our own TV show, and we'll do it for free, just to give them the big middle finger. So we do our whole TV show for free. Everything you see on our TV show is 100% real, and we're all about giving back and making a difference, especially here in New Hampshire. Ryan and I just did a fundraiser and raised enough money by playing in all 50 states, breaking a world record. We did it in 12 days. We raised $100,000 and bought toys for 4,000 kids in New Hampshire on Christmas. But that was pretty cool. Thanks. So we don't have a lot of time today, so I kind of expedited the story. If you want to read more about it, you're going to have to wait, because it's not written anywhere. So anyways, but I want to show you guys some stuff real quick. I want to show you guys. Is it cool if we do some drums for you guys real quick? All right. Any questions yet? Any questions? You're the most enthusiastic. I love you. Yeah, we bought big 18-wheelers with all those toys. Question over here. Who has a question? In a room full of brains, no one has a question. Not one human has a thought in their mind. Right here. How did we get to all 50 states in 12 days? Dude, we didn't sleep. So we did Hawaii and Alaska and Montana in the first day, which is 9,000 miles. And then in order to play all 50 states, you have to drive up and down this way. And it's 16,000 total miles. I don't know what we slept. It was like we were the poster child for 5-hour energy drinks. It was like caffeine all day long. But we're pretty healthy dudes, so we we take good care of ourselves, so it enables us to do some crazy stuff. Our show is pretty crazy on stage, so we're used to that stuff. Way in the back, cheap seat. Yeah, what do you got? Yes, you are correct. We make drums out of weird stuff, and here they are. These 2 drums are what we broke the world record on. These drums cost $80. Our stage in Las Vegas cost $5 million. And we couldn't fit it on the plane, so you get these. Awesome. Yeah. Cheer. It's okay. It's a movement. So, no, but all joking aside, these drums are where we started with it. I like to use these things. My favorite part of the whole show is what we do, what they call a drum battle. And a drum battle is where basically I do something and Ryan tries to copy it. But he has no idea what I'm going to do because I have no idea what I'm going to do. It's usually full improv. So we'll make it fun. This side of the room, you're on Ryan's team. You're on my team. Ryan's team, my team. If you're in the middle, you're on your own. Is it red line right here. This is the line. You got a decision to make, sweetie. You got a decision to make. He's better, so take him.
Sure. If I ever look like one of those people, please kill me.
That's easy. Anybody can do that. Holy smokes. I let you guys down and dropped my stick. I couldn't see it. You got some like professional lights. I felt like God, I can't see anything. All right. Any other questions yet? All right, Goffstown, hit me. Did I what? Did I get the girl from you? This is a dating app? Did I get a girlfriend? Yeah, I got a girlfriend. I got a wife. She was captain of the New England Patriots cheerleaders, so I scored that. It worked out for me. True story. She's way hotter than
Going
me.
after the wrong people.
She likes me because I'm tall. Right here. How long does it take us to practice what we just did? Well, clearly I messed up. I'm still practicing. But for like 7 or 8 years, I was known as the world's fastest drummer. So I practiced a lot in my earlier years, like back when I was in my teenage years. I practiced a ton. But we actually built a second recycled percussion. So to put this in perspective, we opened up another recycled percussion show. like I said, our show, if you haven't seen it, it's like in Vegas, it's a multi-million-dollar show, it's huge. And I wrote the show and I built another show for a cruise ship company. And we had to cast guys to play our parts. And we cast in New York, Los Angeles, Chicago, and all over the country. It went through like thousands of guys to find two that could do even half of what we were doing. So it looks easy, a lot of guys play drums. I want to try it. Like, if you brought like an everyday drummer up here, even some of the world's best drummers come to our show in Vegas, and it's the level of, I shouldn't say talent, but the skill level that we have to do these things is so unique. Because really what you're doing is, I don't know if this comes back from me losing to a juggler, if I'm still insecure about those high school days, but when you're playing drums, you guys have all tried this thing. Will you do that with your hands? So you're really playing, you're playing drums, so your brain's doing one thing, and when you're spinning sticks, you're doing another thing, and then you're looking and talking, you're doing another thing. So a lot of people, it just takes a lot of practice to like learn how to like, to get these sticks to bounce the right way every time, and just, it's literally like thousands and thousands and thousands of rounds of just bouncing and bouncing and bouncing, and just, we go through $60,000 a year in drumsticks. So you can buy like a sweet BMW with like the amount of drumsticks we use every year. We're like responsible for like some global warming thing, I think, at this point. We're like 4 cords of wood a year up there. So way back there, yeah, with the hat and the boots or something I can't see. Again. What's what? Who's our favorite judge on America's Got Talent? Oh, I don't know, we have a lot, but probably Howie Mandel is our buddy, because we've hung out with him a few times. He's nice, but when we were on there, I don't know. I don't remember. I'm not a big celebrity guy. We know a lot of celebrities. I don't really get excited about that. We've hung out with Tom Brady, we've hung out with Kanye West, we've hung out with some big celebrities. Like, to me, I'm like, I don't really care. I think there's heroes all around us. I don't think the celebrities make a difference. I don't think I'm any better than anybody in this room. Maybe that just comes from like my background being poor. I'm not like, dude, I gotta meet that person. Nobody. It's like, as long as they're cool, I'm cool. Ready to run. What's my favorite part about performing? The crowd's always fun. That's always good. We get through some really cool shows. And sometimes, like, writing a new idea, coming up with a new concept, and bringing that to the stage, that's pretty rewarding. Way in the back, standing up, you're the only dude, like, you're making, it's a big thing for you. What's my favorite band? I'm gonna get hated on real quick. The Kingswood Regional Band. I'm gonna tell you right now, real quick, my favorite band. I'm gonna tell you this real quick because I don't want to hate on y'all, but the music that's coming out right now in your generation is garbage. But the music was good in the 1960s, 70s, and 80s. That's when rock and roll was good. That's my style. I like that style of music. Man, you guys have got it all. You guys got all the technology, all the pressure. I was on this mindset this morning. I get these crazy mindsets where I just feel like I have to, like, not lecture but inspire. And I just, someone sent me a message, follow me. We'd spoken to someone, follow me on Instagram. Sent me a message on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram so my friends know that you follow me on Instagram. I'm like, listen, I don't know if that's a thing here, but if it is, like, don't buy into that hype. That's all bullshit. That doesn't mean anything. It doesn't matter how many people, how many friends you have on Instagram. It doesn't matter who's the popular kid and who's got this and that. Like, don't worry about what anybody in here thinks of you. Like, be yourself. I know you might think it matters now. I look back in retrospect to high school, and I'm probably the most successful person to ever come out of my high school. Financially, morally, I've done a lot of cool things. But to me, you never know. So don't let anybody judge you if you're straight, if you're gay, if you're rich, or you're poor. Any of that stuff. Don't let anybody change who you are, and certainly don't gauge how cool you are by how many friends you have on social media, because that doesn't mean anything. I'll give you $200, you can buy a bunch of friends. That doesn't mean anything. So I don't know if that even resonates with this audience. I don't know if that's even a thing here, but in a lot of places that's a thing. And you guys should just be focusing on yourself and what makes you happy, and treating each other with like not like just treat each other like kind of cool, and not like pretend like surface cool, but like find a way to like genuinely embrace everyone, regardless of who they are, because I can promise you that everybody in this room, including myself, has got some stuff that we have to work through, and that makes us so that we are very human. So don't ever think you're better than somebody else. I don't know why I'm preaching this right now. I just feel like I had to say it. So preach it. That's what I thought I was saying it. I'm sick of people determining their popularity on social media. Like that's like such a pretentious way to live your life. It really is. It doesn't have any substance whatsoever. There's some people in here that probably have 10 followers that have got so much more substance than half the people I see on there that got 2 million followers. So remember that, keep that in the back of your mind. That will get you further in life, I promise you. That being said, I do want to recognize a couple kids here in the school. Is that cool with you real quick? I asked the administration here if I could use a couple minutes of my time to recognize some students in the school that they felt needed to be recognized or should be recognized. And in the back, I had a chance to talk to your principal, and I asked, I said, "Good kids?" He said, "Great kids. There's great kids here," and that's always good. You guys have been respectful, and I think that it's important to know. But I also want to point out a couple people. So, okay, so I have 3 students I'd like to acknowledge. This comes from the school. This person, she's a kind each and every day. As a member of our theater program and our Poetry Out Loud campaign, she's kind to everyone she comes in contact with. Mariana Palladino, where you at, girl? Where you at? Stand up, I can't see anything. Stand up, be proud of that, girl. Heck yeah. I love it. Yeah. It says your smile's infectious. And you're smiling, so these people around you should all be smiling again. It's infectious for real.
Hey, film me all this.
That's cool. I can see your smile for me. That's awesome. All right. This next person has fundraised all year and donated her earnings to any student in need to use towards our upcoming prom and class obligations. He's constantly thought of his classmates and acts of kindness. Michaela Eldridge. Looking right? Where's she at? Where you at? Hey! That's awesome. Last year, I love this. Last year, I did something similar to that too. And there was a girl that she's been handicapped since she was born. She couldn't, have a huge heart for handicap, and she was unable to speak and communicate. And she was her high school prom, and no one would take her. So I flew back from Vegas. We got a sports car. I took her to prom. So I love that you're doing that for the people with prom. So it's always cool. I got to go to prom too. I was pretty stoked about it. All right, this last person, he is a member of the Unified Basketball Team, a member of our DJ club. He is polite, kind to everyone each day. He loves music and did a great job as our student doing our basketball introduction senior night. Make noise for Andrew Crane! There he is! Yeah! Dude, show it! Show it! Dude, and hey, and I know you're a fan of our band. So hold on. I'm gonna give you my drumsticks today, buddy, okay? So make some noise for Andrew Gray! He's on the play, baby! I love it, man. I love it. Keep it real. Hey, yeah, buddy. Keep it real, man. I love this kid. He's my favorite. Woo! Hell yeah, that's fun. Oh, man. I have a question for you. When the hell is summer gonna start? You know what I'm saying? So Ryan and I we live in Las Vegas, but we bought a house here on Winnipesaukee last year? On the Laconia side, we have a boat because we love to wake surf, and that's all we do. And New Hampshire only gets like 7 days of summer, and now it's like down to 3. So we're kind of bummed out. I was like, came back a couple days ago, I'm like, what? People are still ice fishing. It's like May. What's going on?
No.
I got time for like 2 more questions real quick before I do just one last thing. No, that's a weird one. Right here. Growing up, who was my role model? So, I'm going to tell you this. This is awesome. My role model was my uncle. And there's a reason. Growing up, I had alcoholic parents. Okay, I had a really shitty situation growing up. Lived in a small house, a lot of alcohol. And my uncle, I recognized, he was 10 years older, didn't do any of that stuff. And I made a conscious decision by the age of 12 that I would never, ever drink alcohol. And to this day, I've never tried a drop of alcohol in my entire life. And that was a big part of my success. It's a huge part of my success. I compete in a lot of fitness stuff, and I do a lot of, you asked how hard it was to play all those shows, and I just decided that I would take all my energy, and I would focus it on living my dreams. And I had a ton of dreams, I still have a ton. I have so much, there's not enough, I get so mad, I get so anxious because there's not enough life. Like, life is too short to do it all. But one thing I want you guys to know, you're starting to get to that age where the anxiety starts to kick in. That like you need to figure it out. You gotta figure it out. You don't. You're way ahead. You don't figure it out. You never figure it out. And teachers will probably tell you the same. They're still trying to figure it out because there's nothing to figure out. You have to live in the in that moment, like right now. Like we're in it right here. So just live and feel that day, and just do what you think is right, and it'll guide you, man. I promise. But that's something that I found inspiration. I was able to get out of a really tough situation. One more question, real quick. Let's see. Way up there, yeah. What's that? And what was your question? Sorry.
Is this the best school you ever performed at?
And what was the other question?
What was the biggest sacrifice you ever made for music?
I'll answer yours. The biggest sacrifice we ever made for music. We make a ton. I've missed a lot of, we tour a lot. So you miss a lot of birthdays, a lot of stuff like that. But I was in college. So I left out that part of the story. I was in college. I was going to get ready for law school. And I was sitting in class. And I just published a book. It took me like 5 years to write because I'm a terrible writer. But I published a book. And in the book I talk about this very moment where you have to seize opportunity. It's less of a sacrifice and more of an acknowledgement of what you want to do. And sometimes parents can be very influential, teachers can be influential, and sometimes you get brought down a path. It's not that the path is bad, but it's not your path. You have to remember what your path is. And the only person that knows your path is you. And I knew that I wanted to ultimately be in a rock band. So I dropped out of law school. And when you tell your dad, hey, listen, man, I'm leaving college to play drums on buckets, it's an incredibly tough sell. But when you realize that you only care about what you want to do, in that sense, it goes a long way. So the sacrifice for me has been not as difficult because I do what I want to do all the time, but we have had a difficult run. It took years before we were successful, years. And we did that never knowing that we would have the success. I never knew we'd make millions of dollars. I didn't know that. I did it anyways. If someone said, if you can hang on for 7 years, you'll make this. Well, that's easy. But when you're eating ramen noodles every day, and you don't know when the end is coming, you're like, and you still stick with it, it's something I'm very proud of myself for doing, because a lot of people give up way before I did. People come up to me now like, dude, you got a charm life. I'm like, no. I busted my ass to get to this stage right now to tell you kids, so you guys can inspire you guys. So thank you for the question, and thanks for having us today. We had a great time. I want to do one more thing. I want every single teacher in here that is a male, every male teacher to come on stage right now and represent your school. Come on stage right now. Don't be shy. If you are a male or a piece of mail.
Oh man.
Yeah. All right. Good. Whoa. Let me go.
If Burns doesn't jam out on the drums.
All right. Here's the deal. We're supposed to end this assembly in 1 minute, but we're going to go over by 5. So, principal, I'm sorry. It had to be done. Holy cow. Wow. Move down this way.
What?
This is good. So a question that I get asked a lot, the question I get asked a lot is if I get nervous on stage. And the answer is no. Quite frankly, because I don't care what any of you think of me or anybody else thinks of me. It's really cool. It's just a very enriching feeling when you stop caring. Like if you guys are like, dude, this guy's pants is too tight. This guy, he can't fit his shirt. He's got girls' shoes on. I don't care. You can talk smack about me all day long. I love it. Bring it. However, the people behind me, they're not so confident. All right, now, most people don't want to be on stage, so they're gonna have to get through this anxiety. Through this it was like the Washington D.C. field trip. Okay, so it's like they're all like, it's about to go downhill from here. Because what's gonna happen right now is a teacher dance-off. I'm not talking like any old dance-off. Each one of these teachers is going to come down center stage and do a 10-second dance solo for you. Tuck your pants in, stretch out, get ready, represent your students for the greatest 5 minutes in school history right now. Y'all ready for this? Give me like a dance off, dance off, dance off. All right, come on now, dude, right here. Let's go. We start with you. You're gonna go. Let's go. We're dancing. Here we go. 10 seconds. Go. There it is. Yeah, he's out. You're in. Come on. Just keep coming down. He's stopping. Next. Here he comes.
Oh, there he is.
the best one.